He was big kicking it. You already know what we gotta do. I told you what I wanted us to do.
Do it, baby.
What's up, you guys, and welcome to Pillow Talk with
Adam P. Please say the P, baby.
Period. And your girl Amber needs 2 E's, not 1. So we come here every Monday through Friday to go live and talk about various love and marriage topics that can help you either find your person or keep your person.
Or both of them.
Or both of them. So today, our question of the day is, am I going to pop it out today or are you going to pop it out today?
You should pop it off, man.
Okay, so the question of today, we are going to be debunking 15 common myths about marriage. You know, before you get married, you tend to hear all this stuff, whether it's good or bad. Oh, marriage is this, marriage is that. Oh, this happened, yeah. And you be like, oh, that either scares you away from getting married or it kind of excites you to get married. But are those facts true? We gonna see today.
Pop it off. Hey, so...
No, I popped it off for the last 2 days.
I don't have my glasses on, so you can read some.
I am not happy with you. I am not happy.
Right there.
Okay.
Pardon the delay.
Here.
Carly, what's up? Carly, hop back on this
What's
thing.
happening, Carly? How are you today?
What's going on, girlie? What's going on? Hope your day was good. Hope your day was well. So, we're debunking the common myths about marriage,
yes.
right? So, when you get married, people say certain things, and you go into marriage with this mindset these things are true.
Yes.
And it ain't true.
Or it could be.
Or it could be.
A myth you don't know. We debunking or true or false. Is it true? Is it not true? Let's talk about it.
Debunking me, we telling you it ain't true.
Okay.
Despite what it says debunked. I mean, that was a myth and it is now proven not true. So the first one. Healthy marriages are conflict free.
100% false. We've talked about this on a few of our lives already. Baby, nothing that is healthy comes without conflict, because conflict resolution helps both of you guys grow and understand each other better. So to think if there's no conflict in that relationship, I do not believe it's going to last, because typically you're pretending and you're letting a lot of stuff slide for the betterment of the relationship. But eventually all of that's going to come to a head and you're going to pop off and you're going to go crazy and it just ain't going to be good. That is not true.
Definitely not true. Because think about it. In relationships, it's two individuals coming together with different thoughts, different opinions, different ideas, different backgrounds. I was raised this way. You were raised this way. Now we have to have a disagreement about something.
Correct.
All right. So that is, I agree, completely false. Healthy marriages are not conflict free.
No. Healthy
relationships are not. You will have conflict. But like you said, both parties should come into it seeking to understand the other person.
Yes.
And that what helps the intimacy become stronger. Seeking to understand.
So how do you believe our conflict resolution is?
It depends on the day. It depends on the day.
So we're like fire and fire, you guys. So when we be sitting here like getting into it, I am very headstrong into what I believe to know. He is very headstrong into what he believes to know. And when we get into those states, it's not as ugly as you may think. However, it is very much like, I'm going to have the last word. I'm going to have the last word because I know what I got going on. I know what I got going on. And it don't even be like real deal arguments. It be, you put your toothbrush on the wrong side of the sink. Like, why would you do that? Or you should have posted it this time. No, you posted it this time. I mean, like very minimal things. But we have to, somebody always has to cave and say, you know what? Okay. And then that starts the conflict resolution process where we're like, all right, well, because as soon as the person says, okay, it makes one of us be like, well, I understand I was wrong too. You know, we just have to have one of us to kind of bring it back down.
100%. And Carly said, if you don't make a mistake, you don't learn anything.
Period. Carly, I don't believe that you're in middle school. You too smart. You're too smart.
That's 100% true. You got to make mistakes to learn something from it. And that's what marriage and healthy relationships are all about.
Yes.
Whatever the case may be. All right. Myth number 2.
What is this one?
Good, healthy marriages come naturally when you marry the right person.
Good, healthy.
Quotation around right person. So marrying the right person creates a good, healthy marriage. It comes naturally when you find that right person, quote unquote.
I of bounce that one off of the first one and say that I don't believe that can be true because y'all are two different individuals with two different minds. So even if it's the right person, y'all are always going to have in the relationship wrong timing at a certain point where either you just can't see my perspective or you just can't see my perspective. So I don't believe that to be true. And I am a person, me independently, not speaking for him, believe that you have out there, you can find multiple right people. So it's the person that you just found in that moment that you decide to give your all to and say, hey, I found you first, I'm committing to you, and I'm going to make this work with you. So yeah, I don't necessarily believe that one either.
I agree with that. And so, especially in marriage, the right person is the key word here. The quote-unquote right person. No matter who you marry, right or wrong person, it's going to take work.
Right.
All right? It's like a dance. You got to learn how to dance. It's not just about learning how to dance with that person. It's how to dance well with that person.
I like that one.
Right? You can just dance with anybody, but are we going to dance well together?
Yeah.
Right? It takes two to tango. To do a good tango, by the way.
It does.
Right?
I've never tango, but I believe you.
So how do you feel about the whole right person thing, though? Quote unquote right person. Do you think everybody has that one person that just absolutely right for them, or can you have multiple right people? Or let's dive into that a little bit.
Well, I would love to think that I am the only person that was created on this earth for my husband because I'm perfect. That's what I would love to believe. But no, I do not believe that. I believe if my husband lost me today, whether that was physically lost me in the sky, in heaven, or if we separated, I believe my husband would find someone else who was right for him in this season of his life. I also believe that I would find somebody who is right for me in whatever season I am in life. Now, do I want to do that? No, and God forbid. I hope he doesn't take you from me. I hope he doesn't take me from you. But I do believe that you can make anybody the right person depending on the point you are in your life. Because maybe if he met me when he was young. But if he would have met me at 35, I can't guarantee you that I would be technically what he was looking for today. If he didn't know me at all, I might not have the attributes that he was looking for marriage. So yeah, I was the right person when he was a teenager, and he's learned to grow with me, and he's learned to work with me, and he's helped mold me. But had he met me today, I may not be that same person.
That's good.
Yeah.
So it's not about the right person, about the right timing.
Yes, timing is everything.
Timing is perfect. Okay. All right, myth number 3. Marriage is 50-50.
Marriage is never 50-50.
What do you mean?
Marriage is never 50-50. Either you have to be prepared to come into marriage and be happy with this. Like, this isn't, and when I say marriage is a 50-50, I'm not saying it negatively. But I'm saying don't ever come into this thinking that you're going to do half of the work and it's going to be split right down the middle. It's never like that. There's going to be days that I wake up and I don't feel like doing anything. And guess what?
Facts.
My husband is going to carry 98% of the load, and I may get up and wash a dish and then go back to bed. If I'm having that type of day, that day wasn't 50-50. You carry the load that day. There's also days that you may be out of commission, and I'll have to be like, whether it's mentally, physically, whatever it may be, and I'll have to say, you know what? Today's my day to carry it. If you have a job, work-wise, you've carried 100% of that load, and I tried to pick up, on the other side.
Yeah.
But even some days, if I didn't have as much to do, technically yours was more than 50% that day, or vice versa.
Yeah, no, 1,000%. 1,000%. And what I would say to that is marriage being 50-50, 100% not.
Hey, Sam.
Because it really puts it in the mindset of I can come into this relationship and only give 50% of myself. And I'm looking for the other person to complete me with their 50%.
You did good on that one.
No, it's serious though, because 50-50, that's to come into a thing that I can do half, and you're going to complete me, the other half of me. Not at all. You got to come with 100% of yourself.
Right.
Like, you got to be 100% of yourself, and she got to be 100% of herself, and together, we just, bounce off each other. But it's not 50-50. Only person that can complete you 100% is God at the end of the day. You got to have that mindset coming into anything.
So not even, so let's take a step back, because first of all, I love how you explained that. That was so beautiful. But I want to take a step back and say, okay, so 50-50 meaning like roles that have to be performed on a daily basis. Is that 50-50? Can that be 50-50? Don't beat your mic. I don't want it to be too loud.
No. No, even with chores and tasks, like you said a good point. Task though, like sometimes again, you'll be down, sick, out, whatever. And I can't. Oh, she can't do her half now, so now our relationship is over because she's sick or down or whatever the case may be. So I would have to step up and do more.
Would you be happy to do that?
Yeah, I've been doing it for 13 years, and the way to keep doing it is to keep doing it. Like you gotta know your person is weak at and provide that strength. When you're weak, I'll make you strong.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Y'all remember that. Again, no 50-50. We're both going 100%. Every single day we try our best anyway. 1,000%.
Sam said, hey, he made it.
What up, Sam?
How you doing?
Sam made it, man.
And Carly, my niece and my nephews are at my house. Okay, you're babysitting?
Sound like
babysitting today? My
dog made it. I think we just said, okay, myth number 4.
Wow. Did you read that before you spoke on that one?
No.
That's
myth
crazy.
Number 4. Your spouse completes you. They should fulfill all your needs.
No. He just spoke on that a lot. So, y'all heard what he said. But you have to be doing the self-work to make sure that you're completed. Because I have learned that I've always been okay and, you know, pretty feel with myself, pretty like confident in most areas. But I've noticed that the times that I may have lacked it and I expected for him to feel whatever cup it may have been lacking in that moment, I was never happier because it didn't, because he's not going to intentionally, he's not me. So unless he's saying this literally all day, every day in my ear, feeding what I need to hear or doing what I need him to do, then I'm not going to be able to keep that same feeling all day, every day. The only person who can complete you is you. And if you come in looking for somebody else to do that, it's never going to work because you're putting unrealistic expectations on another person to fill your cup when your cup has to be filled intentionally by yourself. So
factual. And so let's change the word. Let's not say you're looking for your partner to complete you. Your partner shouldn't complete you. They should complement you. Right? So they should add to an already filled cup. Make it overflow. Right? You it's almost like, hey, listen, I know I am enough within myself. You're going to add to that based on what you do. Not that I'm missing something, because if I'm looking for her to complete something I'm missing, like, it just won't.
You're always going to be searching for it.
I'm always looking for something, always searching for something that I got to figure out on my own anyway.
Right. To
become that full person. So you just a compliment of me. Like, I come to the table with what I got, and what you bring to the table is make us even better as a unit.
Vice versa. We ain't telling nobody to bring nothing to the table. We ain't talking about that table.
You got to bring stuff to the table,
We ain't talking about that table.
All right. Myth number 5.
Okay, give it to me.
Happy couples do everything together.
Well, I can't say that was not true. I do everything with you. We do everything together.
So this is one of those ones that kind of go, depending on who you are, your situation, your relationship. Some people believe this. Me and her do everything together, right?
We do, y'all.
Every single thing together. We good like that. It just happens.
We good like
that. But we're almost the same person. Our birthday's around the same time. Her birthday is December 4th. Well, mine's 4th, hers is the 8th, right? But they have a saying that says, absence makes the heart grow fonder. That's a real saying, because when you do things separate, it creates anticipation to see the person again. So if you go on a girls trip for a week, when you get back, I'm gonna be like, oh man, I so want to talk to you, listen to you. It makes me want to reunite with you.
Yeah.
If we're always together, there's no time to reunite. Does that make sense?
No, that makes plenty of sense. But then we made rules when we got married that there's just certain things that we weren't doing. We don't do girls trip, boys trip. We could do couples trips, but necessarily you going out with your boys for a week out of the country, or me going out with my girls out of a week out of a country. We just don't do that. And so,
let's say going to work.
But you work from home.
Let's say if you went to the gym by yourself for 2 hours. When you got back, you would think okay, I missed her for those 2 hours. I'm glad she's back home now.
But when we went to the gym, we went together.
For us, it's
But I do have some friends. That they can't be around a person all the time. They'll be like, oh my God, we'll say we went to eat or something, because we can't do that sometimes. If her husband calls her, She like, oh, why is he calling me? Like I told him, like he always aggravating me. Don't be calling me.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, if I'm texting my man the whole time out, like, what you doing? Oh, I just seen a frog jumping across the street. Like I be telling him everything.
Yeah. So I guess what we can say is, for us, happy couples do everything together.
Yeah.
So I believe if you marry your best friend, then it's like you never want to be away from your best friend.
We wouldn't do everything together.
Right? I'm pretty sure Carly had some best friends in middle school, right? You do everything with your best friends. Same thing. Hope Sam got some best friends. Similar thing. Like you got a best friends. Like okay, we do absolutely everything together, and we're okay with that. That's your person. That's your dog. You
Carly said, Carly said, so if you yourself are not full, then you shouldn't be in a relationship. I'm assuming because you don't know yourself enough to give yourself. Please tell me if I'm wrong. No, you're not wrong. Is this what like 7th graders talk about now?
Internet's crazy these days. They learn so much stuff.
I wasn't this wise at. Maybe I wasn't. I don't think.
You didn't have YouTube. And,
I didn't have all
TikTok
social media
and all that stuff. But it's so much
stuff. I
stuff.
love the way
now.
you invest in yourself.
Yeah, you should definitely. But again, you may not be 100%, but you never be 100% of who you are. You're always growing and learning. But you definitely should have a handle on who you are as a person before you try to bring somebody else into your life, I feel like.
And when I got with him, it was something really cool because me and him, like he said, we're like the same person. So again, I told y'all we are very headstrong. Now that doesn't mean that I can't be submissive to him, but that does mean that when I believe some things are just like right, then you're not going to change my opinion on it really. I can hear your perspective, but you're not going to change my opinion. So he knows like I feel like I'm so comfortable with myself and content with myself. If I say no, you're not going to talk me into saying yes. And anytime I have been talked into saying yes to something, it has went completely wrong for me. And I'm like, I never do this. So literally a handful of times where I've done it, it's never turned out right. So I'm very like headstrong and my yeses are my yeses, my no's are my no's. And I think that works. Just because I do know who I am and I know what I will go for and what I won't go for.
Yes.
So that's why I believe like knowing yourself is very important. Because if you don't, you might let your partner sway you into something that could mess up the relationship just because you just didn't know. You were a little gullible. You were easily swayed.
Impressionable, gullible, all those things. Easily be influenced, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm not just going to easily influence you to do something you don't want to do.
Right. You should know yourself. Yeah, 100%. Carly was spot on with that one. 1,000%. All right. Myth number 6.
What is it?
If you marry the quote-unquote, again, right person, you will always feel in love.
Well, I don't necessarily. There's some times that I might be like, leave me alone. Like, you're making me mad, so talking to me, but I never feel like I don't love you. Like, I always feel in love with you. Sometimes I'm like, ooh, I just don't like you right now, but I still love you a lot.
Yeah, and here's the thing. It's important to understand that love is not a feeling, okay? Love is what you do. Mm-hmm. Love is a constant action every single day, a sacrifice and things like that. The epitome of love is sacrifice, number 1. Mm-hmm. So it's asinine to believe that every day I'm going to feel in love with you. That just don't make sense, right? It's just one of those things to where you could make me mad one day, or like I'm not going to feel.
Yeah.
Today ain't the day. Leave me alone now. I don't feel in love today, but I still love you because love is not a feeling. Love is an action. It's what you do every day, right? So me respecting her, sacrificing for you, things like that, that means I love you, not by how I feel about you that day. Because again, feelings and emotions go up and down. You can be feeling on top of the world one day, and you can be feeling like you hit the bottom of a mountain, the bottom of a valley one day. So if you let your feelings dictate how you feel about your person, if you love your person or not, boy, you know, you'll be in a roller coaster of emotions, and your person in a roller coaster too, and it'd be a hard life.
So you know I'm about to put him on the spot. So you'd be like some days like, ooh, I can't stand you.
You say that sometimes?
No, I'm asking you.
No, I never say that. But am I happy with you every day? No. All day?
No, you're not probably happy.
Absolutely not. I'd be lying. I don't love you because today, in this moment, I'm not happy with you.
Yeah.
It's difference.
I can take that.
Yeah, I asked, are we happy every day together? No. It's just like, or do we enjoy Are we just super joyful around each other every single second? That'd be a fairy tale. I'm not giving you guys any fairy tale. I'm giving you guys the truth. 100% truth, nothing but the truth. But again, love is an action. And the epitome of love is sacrifice. That's from the Bible. That's what you call it.
So Carly, after Sam, you're funny. Okay, so Carly, yes, after we go through these, I think we'll probably still have about 20 minutes left. As soon as we finish number 15, we're gonna circle back around to your question, and we can walk and talk through it.
Okay, she had a good question on it.
Yeah, so she has, after you're done with your marriage talk, can you help me, because my old best friend lied to me and my other friend, and she talked behind my back. And then Sam said, "Oh, Jerry." Oh, okay. Yeah, so we'll come back around to that. We'll come back to that.
All right. So, feeling number 7.
Okay.
I mean, myth number 7.
Okay. What is it?
Carly, close your ears.
Oh, guys, beep it.
Married sex is boring.
Oh, my God, I got Carly on here. Carly, we are talking about married people only. I want you to wait and save yourself.
Did you wait?
Yes, for you.
Yeah, you did.
I mean, no, we weren't married.
But you still waited.
Yeah, you're my husband, so.
Yep, so it worked out for you.
Okay, so that's not true. It's actually, I think that it's kind of cool that when you're married, you have limitations. You don't have limitations. So you can really be, the more comfortable you are with somebody, and typically you're pretty comfortable with somebody when you're married, you can like really explore and you can find out, what do I like, what don't I like. Mm-hmm. Like, okay, well, this is really good for me, this is really good for me, without having to feel uncomfortable or without having to feel like it's just the act. When you're married, I feel like you get like in tune more with, it's not just about the physical act. It's so much more that plays a role in it. So I would say that exploration of the thing is really good. But I don't really want to talk about it because Carly's on here, so I just kind of want to just say if it's true or false and keep going.
Is it true or false? Because it's fine.
I know.
It's not fine, Carly.
It's not fine because I don't know.
So I will say this. You use the word exploration.
Yes.
It does give you the freedom to be yourself more and explore more with the person that you're in a committed relationship with. Right?
Right.
Now it's truly it's ordained by God, number one, so it's not a bad thing at all. Most marriages fail because of lack of intimacy.
Yes.
Number one, that's a big fact. Most married people stop doing it just because they're married now and they don't give time to miss each other because they're always together. Right. So they don't use the time to reconnect. So sex is the way you reconnect with your person constantly. It's not about just the physical act, it's the emotional connection you get, the spiritual connection you get, like all those things play a part into it. And I would say...
What would you say?
I would say it gives you time to explore yourself though. If you're not that comfortable with it anyway, doing with some random person is going to make it that much more uncomfortable. Because that person may not value you, you may not trust that person, like, so you're uncomfortable in that whole act. You're trying to overly impress and do stuff. Is this good enough? Is this not good enough? When you marry somebody, it's like, okay, we'll keep exploring, keep doing our thing. What are you doing?
I was testing out what he said. No, I'm listening to you when you're married. I'm listening.
What are you doing?
He said you put your thumb up for 3 seconds, that thumbs up will come on the screen. I was trying.
Nothing came up. But yeah, so that was number 7. You feel good with the answer?
Yeah, we can just go on to the next one.
Okay.
Beautiful question.
Myth number 8.
Okay.
Having children helps couples in struggling marriages.
No. False.
You were very passionate about that answer.
No.
Why were you that passionate about that answer?
No. So the biggest misconception that you can have about kids, my perspective, is that everybody that's watching. Oh, okay, my bad, not me. Okay.
Okay.
So no, a lot of people, like coming up, I heard be like, oh no, you got pregnant, to keep so and so. First of all, a baby don't keep nobody. Number 2, the pressures and stress of having a child is only going to add on to the current stresses that you have. Even the strongest marriages change and find struggle in the, I would say, readjustment of finding yourself as well as trying to be a parent, as well as trying to be a spouse.
Yeah.
So I would never suggest for someone to, in a time of struggle, intentionally go create a baby, because a baby deserves a chance to come into love. A baby deserves a chance to, come into a warm environment. And if your environment is already messed up, that's not saying the baby won't be loved. That's not what I'm saying. But I am saying that the baby won't be in the best environment, because all it's going to do is whatever problems y'all had is going to highlight those problems and add on a little bit of stress on top of that. So, yeah, don't use the baby to fix problems. Fix your problems and then have a baby.
Ooh, okay. Yeah. Okay, because she said she probably said that perfectly. Jennifer saying something too in the chat. Jennifer J, I believe. But Jennifer Ray?
Jeffrey Ray.
Jeffrey.
Shout out to Jeffrey.
Okay. I can't see Jeffrey.
Go ahead.
But anyway, yeah. So what she said is, because babies are a commitment. Like children are, they take time, they take love, they take energy. And if you already have a struggling marriage, it's possibly because you aren't getting that love, time, and energy. So adding a baby to the mix is only going to like deplete the cup of time, love, and energy. Now that source has to go somewhere else.
For sure.
So if you weren't getting it before, you definitely gonna get it now. And babies scream a lot. They cry a lot.
They require a lot of attention.
Kids require a lot of attention, right? They can be super annoying at times, especially toddlers, right? Kids, toddlers, they ask a lot of questions.
They could be super beautiful too.
Yeah, of course, but they are a lot of work, right? And they take energy. If you don't have the energy to put into your own marriage, don't think a child's gonna help you save your marriage. So never have a kid to try to keep your person. That is ridiculous.
And you also have to remember that, so after someone has a baby, we are actually dealing with this with adults that are in our life right now. They've had a baby within the past year, and they were really happy before they had the baby. And that's not to say that they're not happy now.
Yeah.
But everybody knows that once a woman has a baby, it's a transition not only with becoming a new mother, but the hormonal level of everything, trying to readjust to get you back to where you were pre-baby is up and down. So not only do you have to deal with the baby and the changes of the baby. And feeling like you have to stretch your attention in all different spaces, you're also still trying to refine yourself. And men are trying not to lose themselves. I feel like when men have babies, it's almost like they're great fathers, that's not what I'm saying, but it's almost like I gotta remember my macho-ness, because babies will almost remove your macho-ness in a way if you allow it to, because you do have to be so caring and so nurturing, and that's just not a man's natural state. So you have to intentionally get there. So it's just a lot of changes that people have to go through, and you have to be willing to, you need to be prepared for that. So you need to be in the best state that you can be, to be as prepared as you can be.
I think the best thing to fix your problems, then have a baby. Don't think a baby's gonna fix your problems. That's probably the best thing you said.
Okay, so we got Jeffrey Ray in the chat.
What's Jeffrey talking about?
So Jeffrey is the one who talked about the thumbs up, then said, yes, ma'am, my daughter is in college. My son is in 12th grade now. Okay.
Okay, wrong.
And Carly said, and I'm pretty sure it gets more into arguments and stressing about the baby and the baby's crying that it makes you feel overwhelmed. It sure does.
Amen to that, Carly.
And then Jeffrey said, I've been in my daughter and son's life since birth. Shout out to you, Jeffrey. Shout out to you. I love homes that, even if you're not in the same home, that you're an active parent and role in those kids' life, because they need it and it will make them a better person later on in life.
That's good, Jeffrey.
I had a stroke 9 years ago. I'm on disability now. How does that affect your parenting, if at all?
Those kids are grown now.
Yeah, but he said 9 years ago.
You are okay. I got you. That makes sense.
What's the next question?
We're good. All right. So, myth number 9.
Okay.
Every disagreement must have a resolution.
No.
Okay.
That would be ideal. That would be amazing. But we spoke about earlier in this chat that there are going to be times where no matter how many times somebody's telling you, look right, it's right there, look right, you're going to say, nope, I want to go left. I don't care what you're telling me, I want to go left. And in those moments, it's just easiest to say, you know what? We can agree to disagree and just move on, because if you keep pursuing on that one topic, it's going to cause bigger problems than probably the problem was to even begin with. It was probably really small. So I love to My favorite word, told y'all yesterday or either the day before, my favorite word is, okay, end it. If I'm not feeling what you're saying and I already see that this is going to go nowhere but left if we don't end it, okay, take it as you're right, take it as you're wrong. I don't care what you want to take it as. Let's just stop talking about it because it's only going to escalate to something that it doesn't need to be. Everything will not have a resolution, at least not for us.
No, it shouldn't. It's not about the disagreement. It's about how you manage the disagreement that's impactful.
Mm-hmm. That was good.
How you manage it is going to be key moving forward in any relationship, especially with the intimate relationship.
Mm-hmm.
If we disagree on something, our go-to is to fight, argue, yell, scream, kick, fuss, hush. Like, nah. But we are two different people. Like we said, two different people, raised two different ways, two different visions, all that stuff. So you're going to have disagreements. How do we manage those disagreements in the best way possible? So, no, I agree.
And that's a myth. And that's in intimate relationships and, just friendships in general. Because we talk about that friendships are just relationships without the intimate part.
That's true.
So, the physical intimacy is what we're speaking about. So, you just have to understand that everything doesn't have to be a right or wrong for the conversation to end. It could just be, let's leave it at this. So, you have your thoughts because that's the way you think. But you heard my perspective and this is your perspective. I heard it, although I may not agree with it. I respect you. You respect me, and keep going.
One of the spiritual laws of success is this. It teaches you the art of not judging. And it says nothing's ever right or nothing's ever wrong. So always have that perspective when you're coming into anything. Like nobody's right, nobody's wrong. I don't care what the situation is. You're not right, I'm not right, you're not wrong, you're not wrong. That leaves space for openness, it leaves space for dialogue, communication, and it keeps you flexible and fluid, like water, I would say. When you're so rigid on, this is right, this is right, this is right, it could actually be wrong. And sometimes you can be arrogantly wrong. That you're so wrong, you think you're so right, and actually really wrong for real. You cause a lot of pain and suffering because you thought you were so right. I've been there a lot of times in my life.
I feel like that happened maybe within this past week.
I'm sure. Probably happens more than it should.
Like it happened yesterday.
Yeah, just come to the mindset though. Like nobody's right and nobody's actually wrong. Any relationship, friendship, marriage, like you're not right, I'm not wrong. It's just what I believe is your perspective. Now, how can we manage ourselves through this issue? Best we can.
That was perfect. You're so wise. Jeffrey said, hold on.
Jeffrey
said, no, it didn't affect me. My memory a little bit. I always tell myself what plans I'm going to do every morning when I wake up. I stay thinking what my day will be as far as what I plan to do. I stay praying every day because God is in control, everybody. Jeffrey, you can't have said it any better. God is in control, and I'm so glad that you have found something that works for you so you can stay on your path and continue to be happy every day. And God got you.
Amen. Myth 10. Your children need to come first. What?
Lie.
She said that's a lie.
So a lot of people be like, oh, my kids. Okay, that gotta sound all good. Oh, my foot looks so big in this camera. It looks so big. Okay, anywho. Nope. Our household runs off the biblical instruction that says God, spouse, kids, everything else. That's how our hierarchy works. And the reason why I say that your kids can't come first in marriage, even in co-parenting, the reason why I say that your kids can't come first is because when the kids come first, that means you're putting your other person's needs and needs and opinions to the side, up under your kids. And what happens there is, how can you have anything that's going to be successful when raising a child if you and the person who created the child aren't on the same level? You're putting a kid on the same level as you, meaning everything that this person is saying, I'm undermining because I'm saying, oh no, my kids, what do my kids say? What do my kids think? What do my kids, You and the parent need to be on the same level at all times. So I don't contradict you in front of your parent. That's the conversations we have behind closed doors. Now, I'm not saying I agree with everything that you say, but we come together, we find solutions, and then we implement them together. We don't let the kids say, oh, this is what it's going to be, and you choose to take that kid's side in front of that parent or behind that parent's back. You always are united front with that parent saying, hey, listen, this is what we decided, or this is what your father decided. Although it might have not been the way I handled it, I respect it. And that's his decision. He gets to make the decisions just like I do. That's a parent. So
yeah,
you can't let the kids run the asylum.
Listen, we don't let the inmates run the asylum. No, you cannot do that. And I got friends who do it. I got friends who prioritize their children over their spouse. So, for example, they may have, sporting events to go to, and got to get them to school, got to take them to practice, I got to do all these things, and we put their needs ahead of the person that you created the kid with, which isn't smart. I say it isn't smart because your kids will eventually leave you.
Right.
1,000%. They're going to go off, they're going to become adults and do their own thing. So if you put them first and they end up leaving you, and your person end up leaving you too, now you're by yourself. Now you're going to be lonely. And you got to start over with somebody else, right? So intentionally make their person number one and put them right below that rung, all right? Right before working everything else, but they have to know that, hey, listen, it's me and her first. You guys come after that. I tell my kids all the time. Like, all the time, that's what they hear.
And that might make sense of, like, why a lot of divorces happen after the kids leave the house.
Yeah.
Because we always put the kids first. That was our common goal.
Yep.
And once the common goal has been achieved and the kids are out the house,
I'm out.
Me and you have nothing really left to fight for. We're so disconnected.
I don't even know you anymore.
We haven't built for 18 years. I'm just going to leave.
I don't even know you anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know yourself, and you say, you know what? I don't even think I even like you anymore. And then people go off and start over after they're empty nesters because they can't even tolerate each other at some point. They did it all for the kids. So say all that to say, put the marriage first, put the kids after the marriage. What comments we got?
We got Sam. So we have like 2 more questions on this sheet, and then we're going to circle back around to you and Carly's question.
Okay.
Because you and Carly both had questions tonight.
Okay, I love that. Myth number 11. There is a universal path in marriage like having children.
Excuse me?
Basically, is there like a one-size-fits-all formula for a marriage? Like having a kid.
There's some marriages who don't have kids and they're living their best life, traveling the country with each other and, doing their big thing. And then there's some who, of course, have kids. I think it's all about what you and your partner desire. If kids weren't in your lifestyle, or they might have been in your plan, but then your careers and, what y'all had going on took priority, and that's what y'all decided to focus on, that doesn't make your way right. That doesn't make our way wrong.
There's no cookie cutter approach to anything in life. I'll tell you that. There's always multiple ways to skin a cat. So our marriage could look different than, Sam's next marriage, right? Or whatever the case may be. So don't think, okay, that's a one size fit all. Just because they do this, it'll work for me. That's not it. So there's no universal path to a successful marriage.
So never be comparing your marriage or what you believe the ideal of marriage to someone else's marriage is, because if you do that, you'll never have a successful one, because what they're doing, again, works for them. And you have to find out, it's probably some things within that relationship that you wouldn't be able to handle or wouldn't like if it went that way. So you just have to find out what works for you and your person.
But I always say success leaves clues, though. So successful marriages, they leave like breadcrumbs on how to be successful. And one thing I always hear is communication is very important. Mm-hmm. Never go to bed angry, and keep dating each other.
Yes.
Those are kind of like 3 common ones you'll hear. But how we get to that point is going to be, I would say a maze for each and every different person.
Sam said kids can kill a marriage, but they so cute.
That's very true.
They are so cute.
They can definitely kill one dead. If you're not careful. Speaking of that, myth number 12, differences will ruin your marriage.
No. It's not the differences that ruin your marriage, it's how you handle those differences. So you have to be intentional, again, I'm not placing my belief of life and my vision of what I see on you. I'm just expressing it to you for you to understand how I think and how I operate, and the same for you, vice versa. And if we have a certain level of respect for each other, then we should be able to take those differences and be able to combine them for the best thing for the overall common goal, which is us. So I don't believe that the differences really ruin it. I believe the way the differences are handled, that's a different thing.
Yeah.
But
I think Carly said something similar, like problems make you better type of deal.
Yeah.
So differences should not ruin your marriage. They should, like you said, enhance your marriage.
Yeah.
They should, if we can work through this difference, it's gonna make us better. Because now I learned something, you got a different perspective, and we grow from it.
Right.
So differences are welcome. Differences, embrace the difference. It should be different. I didn't marry myself.
Right.
I'll be single if I did that. I could just be by myself and figure it out my own. But I married for a reason.
You did marry somebody like yourself, though.
I did, but we're still very different. Okay. Myth number. Okay, this is good. Myth number 13.
Mm-hmm.
Never go to bed angry.
Ding, 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 ding. That is true.
Okay.
That is not a myth. That is not a myth. Never go to bed angry. I don't care what it is. I literally don't care what it is in the world that me and my husband go through at this point. We are going to talk about it. And even when I say if it's something serious, like something real serious, I'm not saying that we will go to bed unbothered. But I'm saying we won't go to bed angry. We will go to bed with some type of plan or resolution to fix whatever is going on and be able to move forward in a positive direction.
1000%. I have nothing more to say to that. Never go to bed angry. It should be
self-explanatory.
Yeah, man. Don't go to bed with that evil, like, hate. Come on, you get mad. If you're angry, it can turn into hate. It can turn into resentment if you let it sit. So if you let, like, anger fester, it turns into hate and resentment. And those emotions you don't want when you're like trying to have a successful relationship.
Right.
So work through that as quick as possible. All right? Do quick as possible, get through it, get to the other side of it, just so you can put it behind you. And once it's behind you, we're moving forward.
Period.
We're going forward. All right, 14. Seek out marriage counseling as the last resort.
I'll let you take the lead on that one.
I believe you should constantly be growing and learning new things. So I feel like it's a myth to wait to the very end to seek out marriage counseling, because if it's a last resort, can't nobody save you but God. Ain't nothing a therapist gonna say to you to fix your marriage at that point. So I believe that if you're gonna do marriage counseling, you should do when things are good, because sitting down with somebody to get different perspectives, like a non-biased person, an unjudgmental party, you can go in and be vulnerable, open while things are good.
Right.
They may only enhance it. It's somebody who has expertise in it, who's seen countless marriage people before and helped them get better. Right? So it's kind of like, I don't know, preparing for the fire before there is a fire. So we got the fire extinguisher ready, just in case when the fire pop off, we got the fire extinguisher. But if a fire pop off and I have no fire extinguisher, this house is going to burn down. Period. Okay. Right? So going before there's smoke or any fire could be a good thing, because you may learn something that you could use later on in your marriage, in your relationship. So I say go before there's any problems at all. And that's why we have our community we building, for that main reason. Like High Value Marriage University is a community we're building for that main reason. People can come, talk about their problems, or just say, hey, listen, everything for us is going great, and we can help somebody else based on what we've seen and already done.
And we want to be proactive.
Be proactive through it, man. So the daily education, accountability, and coaching, it's all about, hey, listen, how can we, one, improve our marriage with people who are like-minded and want to get to that place, but how can we help other people who are looking to find that person and keep that person? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, how do you feel about that, man?
Well, you know how I feel. So I've heard you now this time, and I guess a few weeks ago, when we first started this, speak about counseling in a way that makes it seem like maybe you would like to go to counseling, which is different than what, we've always talked about. So that's really interesting to be able to see like your shift in perspective of counseling. I am just a firm believer that you shouldn't have to, I always want you to understand how to talk to me. So I'm going to make sure you're actively talking to me. I don't want you to have a third party to be able to communicate with me. If you need to be working on that daily. So Don't be waiting until there's somebody else that you got to go sit down with. No, you're going to talk to me every day. Whether you want to talk to me or you don't want to talk to me, you're going to talk to me. We are going to communicate about the tough things, about the good things, about the future things, about the past things, whatever we need to do. You are going to communicate with me. I don't ever want you to have to need a third party to be able to let those feelings out. I want to be a vulnerable and safe space for you at all times, where you always know I can tell my girl anything. And then the same vice versa, I always feel like I can tell you everything. So that's just, I'm not like the biggest fan of counseling, but I would definitely be willing to try counseling if that was something you wanted to do in the future, just because.
Yeah. And what's the slogan for our community? One of the slogans for our community?
Have you find your person, keep your person.
And also, you don't have to be sick to get better.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to be sick to get better. So it has to be a problem for us to improve ourselves.
I feel that.
So you can always find ways to grow and to become a better person, always. Again, adults, we like to stop learning. And people who are specialized in counseling, they put in some kind of school, read some books, more books than we read about it.
But their basis is to keep identifying problems, to keep you coming back and spending money with them. So something that couldn't even be a problem can turn into a problem just because that's their goal. They don't want you to stop coming to them. They want you to continuously come to them because that's their income stream.
Well, it's different type of counselors too, though. Like, you have grief counselors, but specifically like a marriage counselor.
Yeah.
It's somebody who specializes. Maybe it opens up a new door in your brain that you never even thought about before. Like,
maybe.
Oh, wow, I never even thought about that.
Yeah.
Maybe you just don't know.
I'm with it.
Don't have to be sick to get better. That was the more to that. Don't have to be sick to get.
Carly, you're fine.
Last one,
number 15.
Myth 15. If your spouse really loves you, they will know what you want and need.
Nobody's a mind reader. Now, we were not born mind readers. What did I just tell you? Communicate what you need. Communicate what you want. Communicate your thoughts so I don't have to guess. I don't want to have to guess what's wrong with you. Because if I'm assuming what's wrong with you, I have the chance to get it wrong. If you're communicating with me, I can always be focusing on the problem and make sure that we're actively working on a solution to fix said thing.
I agree. 1,000%. Nobody's a mind reader.
Yeah.
You shouldn't put that expectation on your person. You got to communicate. Like, I communicate about things that I need and desire to my wife almost daily. Like, daily. If it's a need for me, it may not be a need or a desire for her. Because, again, we're two different people.
Right.
So I'm going to openly communicate and tell you, hey, listen, this is what I need. This is what I feel like I've been missing. How can we come to a resolution? And she does the same thing. Like, I never expect me to read your mind. Because I can't.
Well, you ask daily. Every single day you wake up in the morning, the first thing you say is, what do you need from me? What do you need from me today?
Yes.
That's what you ask. And most of the time I'll say, I think, nothing. But it could be that one day that I'm like, ooh, you can't do this.
I need you to stop doing this or start doing this or start doing. Yeah. So 100%. Nobody's a mind reader. I would never, because needs change too. Needs and desires change. So constantly asking that question, what do you need? What do you want? What do you desire? What do you feel like you're missing? Only going to help you get better, baby. All right, that was 15.
I love that. What do you think about our conversation tonight?
It was good, man. We debunked some myths.
We did.
We helped some people. We got some questions in the chat. What questions we got?
So we're going to jump into y'all's questions. So we're going to answer Sam's first, Carly, because his is quicker, and then we'll jump on to yours and finish out with you. So Sam said, the Bible says sit and wait. I'm all tired of waiting. God's timing is mad crazy, son. And the question was, best way to figure out what God has planned for you. And I actually think that you should answer this question only because I believe that you're in the middle of that process right now.
You'll always be in that process. But the Bible, it does talk about patience.
Yes.
It says love is patient, right? But the Bible also says faith without works are dead. So you can have all the faith that you want to have and just sit and wait and pray, but you got to actively work. Work means to exert some kind of physical effort in a certain direction for an extended period of time.
Yes.
So without the working, it's dead. So if you're just sitting and waiting for that person to fall in your lap without you doing anything different, chances of it happening are going to be slim to none. Okay? So you have to start intentionally doing things differently in your life. Like I said, doing the self-work, right? Getting around new people, getting in new environments. But if you're constantly doing the exact same thing every day, expecting different results, that's the definition of insanity. So we can't just, sit and wait. God will come on his time, absolutely. But you have to be actively working too.
And that's where people I think misread or misinterpret the Bible in that space sometimes, because as he was speaking of, when it says be patient and wait for God. Yes, be patient, but the be patient part is be understanding that you're going to wake up every day and exert your energy to what you're looking to get out of the situation.
Yes.
And if day one it doesn't show up, that's okay, because day two I'm going to wake up and I'm going to do the exact same thing that I did on day one to make sure that I'm building that consistency. And if I keep showing up, it may not happen until day 65, but I've showed up every day and God said, bam, because you were actively putting in work, and that's God's timing. God's timing knew on day 65 of you doing it,
boom,
I was going to show up. But most people don't even get to day 65 because they just sit there and, like he said, wait for God. And we heard something from Pastor E.T., and he said, where your focus goes, your energy flows. So whatever you want in life, I don't want to call it manifestation, but I guess you can manifest it. Speak it out into existence. Exert all your thought energy to that thing. Make sure that you're putting in the action forth every single day to create it. And it will happen in the physical realm because God already has it waiting in the spiritual realm for you. You just have to put in that effort to be able to receive it.
In the physical world. That was beautifully said. He said something else.
That was it.
God's time was there, sitting waiting. How you know what did he say?
He said, yes, y'all preach. People need to hear that. That's not just for me. And
Okay.
He said, oh my God, y'all need 2 hours.
I know.
And then, okay, no, but seriously, well, we're glad that it could help you, and we're hoping that if somebody else on here needed to hear that, you did.
Saying you're gonna find your person messing with up.
Yeah.
Straight up.
But you're not only gonna find your person, you're gonna find so much more about yourself.
Yeah.
And you're gonna be able to become the best version of yourself that I believe your person's gonna find you just by you actively doing daily consistent actions to make yourself better. Something's just gonna show up, and you're gonna be on this live one day. You be like, y'all, I ran into my wife today at the grocery store, and I said,
ooh, I jumped down.
I said, hold on.
And
I'm telling you, it's gonna be a story.
I was ready for her. And so, Sam, in the meantime, too, Sam, there's about five pillars I want you to focus on.
And what are those?
All right, 5 pillars. And 3 are going to be, 2 are going to be external pillars, and 3 are going to be internal pillars. All right. So the 2 external pillars are focus on your physical, your physique, your energy, all that stuff. Look in the mirror, do a quick assessment, how I'm looking in the mirror. Do I need to lose a little bit of this body fat on me? Whatever the case may be.
How's my energy?
How's my energy?
Think about what I'm putting in my body.
How's my physical appearance? Am I keeping myself well groomed? All that stuff. That's number 1. The second physical pillar I want you to focus on is, I'm not going to say your social. Who's around you? Like your environment, people, because again, if you have all negative people around you, you're probably a negative person, right? Find some good, positive people to get around, whether that's, you got to go find them in a church, you got to go find them in the library, I don't care. Like, go find some people to get around, because ultimately, iron sharpens iron. So getting, or it could be people who are like, let's say you want to get in physical shape, get around people who are in the gym, actively working out every single day, right? That'll help you, again, that whole slight physical change will make you feel better. And again, you'll get more attractive too. Like, you're going to become more attractive by that thing alone, number 1.
He said, I'm looking for me now, bro. I can't think about no woman distracting me. So he's talking about himself. So everything you're getting, he's writing it down.
Yeah. So number 1, actually, we use 6 pillars in. I like that. And this is how to increase your value as a man or as a person, regardless, right? 1, physical pillar. 2, social pillar. Get around the right people. All right, get around the right people and start going that direction. Number 3 is financial pillar. External to, like, be money hungry. Focus on your bag. Start, keep focus on how to make money, how to save money, how to invest my money.
Yes.
Focus on those three. You can focus on those, doing what you're doing right now. The three internal pillars we're focusing on, right? The emotional intelligence pillar. Research emotional intelligence. How do I increase my emotional intelligence? Which just means, how do I understand what makes me tick, and do I understand what makes other people tick? Okay, can I process my own emotions properly, and can I help someone process theirs? Okay, there's books on it. Emotional Intelligence 2.0 is a great book to listen to while you're driving in that truck, right? The second internal pillar is mindset, the mental pillar, the intellect pillar. Like, keep working your mind, keep exercising your brain. Talked about it yesterday. Keep reading books, keep learning, keep growing. Because again, once your mind's exposed to new things, it can never go back to how it once was. Mindset to be totally changed. And as humans, our superpower is our brain. It is our mind. There are a lot of sapiosexuals in the world who are attracted to intelligence and how you think. So the smarter you become, if you can teach somebody something, oh man, they're going to be even more attracted to you just because of that. And the last internal pillar, which is probably the most important one, is the spiritual development pillar. All right? Understand how to truly step into that being connected with the person that created you. Because once you tap into that power, you'll know anything is possible. And nothing can stop you. But those are the 6. Hope you wrote them all down.
Yeah, he said he was. I believe he was.
Good stuff, Sam. All right.
And Carly, I want to make sure, is Carly still on here? You let me know, girl, if you're still on here. We'll answer yours.
We'll still answer. You can go back and watch the recording.
Okay.
She
so Carly's question was, let me see. I gotta find yours. I had just seen it. Okay. After you're done with your marriage talk, can you help me? Because my old best friend lied to me and my other friend, and she's talking behind my back.
Oh.
He really appreciates you. Thank you, Adam, Amber.
Appreciate you, Sam.
He be giving that. He be spending that heat, don't he? He do. Thank you so much for tuning in, though, and supporting us. Like, it means so much. Okay, so Carly, the number one question I would ask is, how much does this friend offer you value? What I mean by that is, in 7th grade, let me break this down. Is she kind to you? Does she speak life into you? Is she influencing you to do more positive or negative things? When you make a decision when you're around her, do you feel forced, or do you feel like, okay, I'm doing this because this is my type of work? You seem like a very intelligent young lady. So what I would tell you is, I want to make sure that everybody that you're surrounding yourself with now is very intentional, because with your wisdom that you have now, if you can keep that going, you are going to conquer huge things in this world. And that starts with being able to understand who should be allowed in your space. When you exude such a positive and beautiful light, you cannot allow everybody to become comfortable with your space, because you're a light. Everybody's going to be attracted to you. So you have to be very intentional on who you allow next to that light, because the more people you allow to surround you, what happens? When you surround a light, it dims it. So you need to make sure that you're focused on the people who are feeding you positivity, who are speaking on the same level that you're speaking. And if somebody is speaking behind your back and illy about you, that doesn't make them a bad person, but that makes them not your person. And that's okay. Allow them. You can still love them. You can still, I know in middle school, y'all still may say hi and bye. That's okay. But don't allow them the ultimate access that maybe your other friends that you can trust a little bit more with. And you're going to deal with this all throughout life. So this would just be a learning lesson.
I think you summed it perfectly for Carly. Carly, just understand that people are going to talk about you no matter what.
Yeah.
It never stops. It never changes. But definitely protect your space. Protect your energy. And just keep moving forward. And if your friend is lying to you and talking about you behind your back, in my mind, Carly, that's not a friend. I would say distance yourself as
You're good. I was just wiping
distance yourself as quick as you can from that person. Don't start a fight or anything. Don't have it has to be a big dramatic thing.
No.
Just be like, hey, listen. If you can have a conversation, say, listen. I don't like when you lie to me, and I don't like when you talk about me behind my back. Have that conversation first. If she continues to do it, then she's not respecting you. And with that being said, you hit it with the deuces and you leave.
Teach people how to love you, and then stand on the boundaries that you taught them. So give people grace. Yep. Allow them the opportunity to be human and understand that everybody doesn't live by the same moral code that you do.
Yep.
Everybody does not operate by you. But once you tell somebody how to respect you and how to love you and they don't fall in line, you got to let them go. But I loved this. I love this. As always, it is 8 o'clock. So we are going to jump off. Sam, thank you so much for staying on and rocking with us. I know Carly had to go eat dinner. And Jeffrey, everybody who jumped on, I'm so appreciative for y'all. Y'all don't understand what it means. And we're going to take it to the top. Say my mom said I can play with...
somebody.
Oh.
All right, y'all. Listen, be out, be easy, be blessed. Tomorrow, same time. We're popping on.
7 o'clock.
Pop off. Keep getting better. Ooh. Keep growing.
Bye, y'all. Did you invite them to the community?
Keep doing your things. I did.
Okay.
Bye.